amnesty by Taliban officials in the aftermath of America's botched military withdrawal from the country. UN officials say the killings are a betrayal of trust on the part of the Afghan authorities. Candice Watermeyer is with Free From Fear, an NGO that helps at-risk Afghans flee their country and resettle elsewhere.
200 murders is a really tragic number, whichever way you look at it. But these are people who we worked alongside, trained and funded as we were helping them rebuild their country. Every man and woman involved in that believed that should the worst ever happen, we would have their backs. And when we left, we said we did. And here we are 2 years out. This horrible stories come out to remind us that despite what the Taliban said when it came back to power, the amnesty's not holding. People are getting hunted down.
The head of the UN mission in Kabul urged the Taliban to show a genuine commitment to the amnesty that they announced 2 years ago, saying it would be a crucial step towards justice, reconciliation, and lasting peace in the country. With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks.
To recap the top stories. Indian lunar mission Chandrayaan-3 has successfully completed its landing on the moon, making history as the first space mission to land near the moon's south pole. The World Health Organization says that more than 4 million people in the Democratic Republic of Congo are suffering from malnutrition. Multiple people have been killed in a drone attack in the Belgorod region in Russia, according to the region's governor. And voting is underway in Zimbabwe's second general election since 2017, despite internet restrictions and delays at polling stations. That's the latest feature story news. Simon Gaitan reporting.
You're listening to
Northern Light Public Radio
on 102.7 KCHW.
Tooele.
Good morning, it's the KCHW Morning Show. It's Tuesday, we're here with Scott Allen and Chuck Ritchie. How are you this morning, Scott?
Doing great, Chuck. Thanks for the intro. Hope things are nice in Tooele after a full day of rain yesterday.
Oh, it was so nice. I was going to ride my bike even because it was so cool, and the rain had stopped, and then the rain started pouring again, and I didn't even care.
Oh, so you rode your bike anyway?
No, I rode the car. I took the car.
I rode the car.
I
want to see that.
My wife drove. I sat on the top. It was fantastic. Good views.
I had a cat once that loved cars and decided it wanted to go to work with me, and I didn't know. And I took off for work, and I'm cruising down the road, and I had about 10 blocks to the first stop sign, hit probably about 30, 35 miles an hour. And when I braked for that stop sign, the cat came tumbling down the windshield and the hood and right onto the pavement. But he had to look really cool, all streamlined out on the top of the car as I was going down the neighborhood.
Yesterday, I went grocery shopping, came home, and went back to the car for the second round of groceries, and a cat jumped out of me from my car.
Oh. So you took it for a ride?
It scared me. It scared me, Scott. I screamed like a girl.
Was it your cat?
No, it was not my cat. No.
That's even scarier.
I was going to say I don't have a cat, but that's not true. I have a cat now.
That's not true. I knew you got a cat.
Yeah,
good for you.
Murphy, he's a good boy.
All right. Let's start off with a little weather for you guys today. Another cool one, 75. Mm-hmm. All right, just a 4% chance of rain. Sorry. You will have partly cloudy skies and some light winds. Drop down to 48 tonight. Generally clear. Here in Maine, already stepped out last night. Already a hint of fall in the air. So
it's that time.
Here come the red leaves. We get lots of those. All right, for Thursday, 82 and 53, plenty of sunshine, mostly cloudy for Friday, a 15% chance of rain, 84 and 53. Warming up to 89 for Saturday with sunshine, sunny on Sunday, 93, Monday, 96. Tuesday right now, afternoon thunderstorms, cool back off to 90, and then you're in the 70s for midweek next week. Looking pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Bad news for today. It says up until noon. This came out of Spokane, Washington National Weather Service, giving the entire area of Stevens County an unhealthy air quality alert. Imagine that.
Yep.
Still have here in Maine. Still have the campfire smell blowing down from Canada. The
Oh,
world's
yeah.
biggest campfire. Which happens to has the world's biggest campfire right now.
Oh, yay.
Yay! All right, Chuck.
Yes, sir.
I've got some stupid jokes to start this morning, and they're almost like questions where you can try to guess the answer to the joke. You might be able to do some of them because they're stupid.
Well, that's right up my alley, Scott.
Yay!
The stupider, the better.
It should be perfect. All right, let's do something musical since we're the music education station. What did the drummer call his twin daughters?
Tweedledee and Tweedledum? I don't know.
And a 1 and a 2. Ham sandwich walks into a bar and orders a beer. The bartender says, "Sorry, we don't serve food here." Right. Another
That's a good
music one. Why did Adele cross the road? Any guesses?
To let the other side know it was her?
No, to say hello from the other side. Chuck, what's red and bad for your teeth?
So many things. Twizzlers.
No, a brick.
Ouch.
All right, what do you call a boomerang that doesn't come back, Chuck?
A stick.
That's right.
Ooh, I got one.
Did you hear about the Italian chef that died, Chuck?
No, I didn't. Poor guy.
Yeah, he passed away.
Wow. I feel you're channeling your inner Mike Bentz here. Since it's Wednesday and we don't have many.
I'm missing him, so I came up with Mike jokes. They're not dad jokes, they're Mike jokes. All right, Chuck, did you hear about the Chinese restaurant on the moon now?
No, I didn't, Scott.
Great food, no atmosphere.
Oh.
All right, I just received, Chuck, a card full of rice. Who'd I get it from?
I don't know.
That would be my Uncle Ben.
He's a good guy.
All right, how many apples grow on a tree, Chuck?
Oh, bunches?
All of them.
Oh,
man,
wow.
Really? All right, Chuck, I heard you had one of these. What do you call a fake noodle?
An impasta?
Yes!
Yay!
Excellent. You're good at these.
Yeah.
All right. You're really good at these. All right. I think I saved the best one for last. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
What did the janitor say when he jumped out of the closet?
I don't know. What'd he say?
Supplies! All right. Now it's Chuck Ritchie with today's big list of things you didn't know yesterday.
You know, I was reading. Some of these are pretty cool, actually.
That's what I thought.
Like this first one, competitive art used to be in the Olympics. That's cool.
How fast can you doodle?
Right?
Yeah.
Chef's hat has exactly 100 pleats in it.
100. Always.
That's always been killing me. How many pleats are in that chef's hat? I try to count, but they won't hold still.
You're not a real chef. Your hat only has 60 pleats.
I get kicked out when I hold them down and try to count.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah. The usage of OMG can be traced back to 1917, Scott. Wow.
That's crazy.
Wow.
You know, they had cell phones
About the time the first memes were invented, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some cats are actually allergic to humans.
That explains a lot.
It does. It does. This also explains a lot, Scott. The majority of your brain is fat.
Oh. So
Wow.
when Dad called me a meathead, he was kind of right.
Only when he calls you a fathead.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right.
High heels originally worn by men.
And wigs too.
Uh-huh. Yep.
You could bring that back, Chuck.
I should. Hey, there's a few that can pull it off pretty well. I don't think I'm one of them. The stop signs used to be yellow.
Huh.
I think I remember
That
hearing
would
about that.
just be like a warning then, right?
Right, like, hey, you could kind of stop, maybe, or not. You know, think about it.
It's my choice. Choice.
Consider it. New York was briefly named New Orange.
I like that.
I kind of do too.
Yeah.
Go to the big orange. It doesn't
Big
quite.
apple.
It doesn't
They
quite
went
have the
with-
same
okay.
ring. Ooh, Queen Elizabeth II is a trained mechanic. Of course.
I heard that before.
Of course, she could do anything.
That's right.
Dolphins have names for each other. That's cool. Sea otters, and I've seen this before, and it's adorable, Scott. I saw you doing this once. Sea otters hold hands while they sleep.
Oh, it helps us to float.
Yeah, so you don't wander off from each other and wind up in a seal's mouth. The blob of toothpaste that sits on your toothbrush has a name. It's called a nurdle.
Oh, God, here we go again. Dork alert.
That's something I will never forget now. A
All right.
nurdle. Squirrels are behind most power outages in the U.S.
Figured that.
I know in the South a lot of times it was fire ants. They love
Really?
electrical systems. Yeah, they love them. 1/4 of all your bones are located in your feet.
I've heard that before too.
Yep. The inventor of the inventors of the Pringles can now resides in one. He's been buried in it.
Okay,
That's fitting, right?
it is.
Yeah, why not? This one makes a lot of sense. Cotton candy was invented by a dentist. Apparently,
Of
one
course it
looking
was.
apparently one looking for more work.
Of course, it was.
Cornflake in the shape of Illinois sold on eBay for $1,350.
Yes, it did.
Wow. A cloud, even though it's up there in the sky, can weigh more than 1 million pounds.
Why don't they sink then?
Right. How do they stay up?
And they're so buoyant. Why can't we walk on them?
Right. That's what I want to do is walk on them.
People always freak out when I'm flying and I look out the window at the big puffy clouds and I say, I want out.
It's not that freaks them out. It's when you start grabbing the door handle. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And last one here, bubble wrap was originally intended to be wallpaper.
Nice.
Hail to the king, baby.
That would have been a great insulator. Air's a great insulator.
Although I've seen like people do really cool texture things with them, you know? Look like honeycomb almost.
All right, last one to start off the show. True stories told in one sentence by Scott. Here we go. One sentence, true story. Within 30 seconds of each other, my dentist told me that I brushed extremely well, but I also had a mouthful of cavities. All right. At my father's funeral, his best friend of 35 years came up to me and asked me how I knew the deceased. 35 years?
Wow.
Never saw his kid. All right. My mom used to do this. Shortly after telling us we needed to lose weight, Grandma was offended that we didn't want to have all 3 desserts she had made. Isn't that the way they do it? You need to lose some weight.
Eat
Here,
more.
have some more cake.
Ooh, is that your grandma?
Yes.
Did your grandma have that cool accent?
Yes, exactly.
I
the
bet
same
you. I bet you her food was so good too.
She got really mad one time. She's like 350 pounds. I talked her into doing the twist with me, and then I opened the curtains. When she had her back turned to the window. Yeah.
Oh, grandma.
I was annoyed at the old man in front of me as he drove 10 miles an hour until I saw the cop. Best friend. All right, I knew he made a critical error in judgment, lying on the floor in the dressing room, seriously considering calling for help out of the skinny jeans I tried to squeeze myself into.
Been there.
Yes, and the last one, true stories in one sentence. I wanted a popsicle until I saw the dead cat blocking everything in the freezer. Whose freezer was that?
I've heard this is a thing. Sometimes, you know, they'll just keep them there for a while. Yeah.
Couple questions for Chuck. I did these
Okay.
some of these yesterday with Val, just so people could get to know her a little better, and I think it'd be fun to ask you a couple of them, Chuck.
I'm ready.
First one, which cult, Chuck, would you be most interested in joining and why?
God, there's so many good ones out there, Scott. I'm telling you. I don't probably some sort of like weird dog worshipping cult or something, you know?
Okay.
Yeah. Something where, you know, our dogs are our saviors and protectors kind of thing.
Something you could fit in with, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Something safe
Right.
that I wouldn't be too crazy, you know?
Chuck, if you could replace your hands with 2 objects for the rest of your life, what would those 2 objects be?
Lobsters. Live lobsters.
Okay, I need one more. Lobsters and so you got a lobster on one hand. What do you have on the other?
Lobsters and just those good old fashioned hooks. There's something to them.
Just a good old fashioned hook.
Yeah.
Arg! I just want a good old fashioned hook.
That's what
But I want it on me left hand.
Right. Can I just have one hand? Because I like to keep one normal hand.
No, you've got a lobster on one and a hook on the other, and it's now going to be impossible to pick your nose. That's what the rest of us, Chuck, call bad choices.
But lobsters have those little ones. They've got the great big ones, and then behind them they've got the little tiny ones with the little mini pinchers. Those would actually be really good. You could really get in there.
All right, Chuck, what's your favorite smell?
I would say bacon or money. Money has a smell. Yeah.
Money smells like BO to me, so that's really creepy.
It has a specific smell. It does.
Can you smell it? Can you smell it?
I have a thing, and people have made fun of me for it my whole life. I smell everything, Scott. Like somebody hands me something, my first instinct is to smell it. If I see something, if I walk up to something, the first thing I do is smell it. I don't know where that came from. I don't know why. My dad does the same thing. Maybe I got it from him.
Wow.
Yeah.
This sort of thing ain't my bag, baby.
What's the best Wi-Fi name you've ever seen?
Oh, I saw a really good one the other day, but I don't remember what it was. I mean, the old standby FBI surveillance van is always a good one.
Ooh.
Gosh, I don't know. Ours is what is ours? It's something about control room or something like that. It's a Star Trek reference, but it's pretty good.
What is your Wi-Fi password?
Hold on, let me get it for you. No.
Val wouldn't do that either yesterday.
It's Nunya.
And Nunya
business.
If you were a male ladybug, what would you like to be called?
Jeff.
Okay. Yeah. I think you've done that one before. I won't ask you about your superpower. What's your all-time celebrity crush?
My all-time celebrity crush. Oh man. My earliest one was Punky Brewster when I was a kid.
Okay.
All time, I don't know. Probably maybe what's her name? Jennifer Connelly.
Okay, good choice.
Yeah.
I was worried you were going to say Chris Hemsworth like Val. Wouldn't that have been cute?
I almost said Harry Connick Jr., but
All right. Last one, Chuck. If you could put one condiment inside your belly button, what would it be?
Not hot sauce. I think just for the sheer gross factor, just to mess with other people, I'd say mayonnaise.
All right.
What's
Good
this
job.
in my belly button, guys?
All right. Far more disgusting than my sister.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
What did she say?
I can't remember what she said she wanted in her belly button. Yeah.
Are cocktail olives a condiment?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or the little pimento from the cocktail olive?
The great thing is you've got a snack then.
Yeah.
All right, let's move along to today's events at the library. You've got in-person weekly tech help from 3 to 5. From 9 to 11 this morning, it's free pickleball up at the golf course. And you said there's a move, and we could announce that. Normally, there is a monthly co-working at the Yale Press, but due to the fire at SETI's, that has been canceled, at least for this month. I believe they're going to be reopening soon. Where is that taking place, Chuck?
That's going to be taking place right here at KCHW. Yeah, we're gonna set up on the stage area and have some tables ready, and there's lots of seating for everybody if they need to come in and work.
Okay.
So yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
You can hand out the Wi-Fi password, all that kind of stuff.
Yep, and that is until the Yale reopens.
Okay. All right, we got the farmers market firing up on Friday in the park. That always goes from 11 until 3:30. And that's really all I see for this weekend.
And I believe this week is the apple pie eating contest.
Ooh.
And we will be there for that.
Nice.
Live, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we're gonna be there with a booth, and I'll have my microphone there, and
cool.
We'll give you a little play-by-play of the apple pie contest.
All right, there's one more for Friday, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. at the Mystiqua Cafe in the casino. A Chihuahua Chamber of Commerce meeting for you business owners and community supporters. There you go.
Yep. Oh, and the Stage Time Theater registration is open now for the Stage Time class.
Okay.
They're doing. I don't have it open in front of me, but I believe they're doing a Disney Junior play for now. I don't remember which play specifically.
It's Finding Nemo Junior.
Thank you. Yeah, that'll be really good. Yeah. And the Taste of Chihuahua tickets are now for sale.
That's right. And that's from the Chihuahua Arts Guild. You get those at the website or either one of our drugstores.
That's right.
All right. That's coming up, I believe, on I can open it up here real quick to make sure, but I believe it's the 14th is when it happens, but there's a limited number of tickets for the Taste of Chihuahua. So you want to get them now. It's the 14th between 4:30 and 8:30. Annual event, sports scholarships in the community, and it's a walking event that features downtown restaurants with a variety of entrees chosen by chefs that are served in the restaurants. All right, so good times and fun on the streets of Chihuahua.
I was going to check in later and see if any of those tickets are still available.
Okay, all right, all right, we can do that. Moving on this morning to a few news headlines. In the Boo Department, Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass blasted Texas Governor Greg Abbott late Monday for transporting migrants to the city of L.A., as he's done before, but this time right during the smack dab of the tropical storm Hillary.
Ugh.
Yeah, sent a bunch of migrants with kids right into the heart of the storm. Families, toddlers, all aboard that bus into the city. Bass said that she warned Angelenos about the storm, and Texas sent families and toddlers straight for us on a path through extreme weather conditions. When are they going to charge one of these governors, like Governor Abbott or DeSantis, with a crime for doing this? Because I think it is a form of kidnapping.
You would think. Taking people against their will and putting them on a bus and bringing them somewhere they don't want to be. I mean,
well, they want to go somewhere where they can find a home and live, but the way they're going about it and doing it, and the danger he endangered a busload of people. There should be a fine for that. All I have is these.
What a jerk! Well, the jerk store called, and they're running out of you.
And
I am not a bum. I'm a jerk.
Yep.
It's a good example of how not to human.
DOJ plastering the airwaves today, all excited because prosecutors say a witness in Trump's classified documents case has retracted a false testimony and flipped. So maybe a few more felony counts besides 91 coming.
So flipped in favor of Trump or against Trump?
Against Trump.
Okay.
All right, another political news. Remember Giuliani begging Trump for some money? And the first question is, how has Rudy Giuliani ran out of money at his age and being a lawyer all of his life?
He probably never got paid like the rest of Trump's contractors.
Well, in honor of Rudy Giuliani, Trump is hosting a $100,000 per plate fundraiser for his cash-strapped former lawyer and alleged co-conspirator in the attempted overthrow of the 2020 elections. Former president appears to be following through on a reported promise to help Giuliani after the former mayor of New York City went to Mar-a-Lago with his own lawyer to plead with Trump to pay Giuliani's mounting legal bills. New York Times' Shane Goldmacher shared an invitation for the September 7th event at Trump's National Golf Club in Bedminster, New Jersey, which touted a round table with President Trump and Giuliani and then a dinner with America's mayor. Pretty classy invitation. And at the event, it's a 6 p.m. round table, 7:30 dinner with America's mayor, and then at the bottom, 100,000 per guest.
Wow. Don't worry, Rudy. I'll have my followers pay it for you.
I wonder what do you get for a meal when you pay $100,000?
I believe it was a Happy Meal.
That's what I was thinking. Some McDonald's, because that's
some cheeseburgers.
McDonald's for everybody. I'll set out on a buffet table. That'd be awesome.
Some hamburgers.
All right. In the possibly boo department, according to a new study undertaken by Oxford University professors, if the biggest meat eaters in the United Kingdom, and it'd make a difference here in the U.S. too, were to switch to low-meat diets, meaning you're not eating very much meat at all, the environmental impact would be equivalent to 8 million cars being taken off the road with all that methane those cows make. All right. Could you give up meat, Chuck?
You know, I have in the past. I do eat meat now, but I don't eat a lot. I try to limit it to, either just like an accoutrement or like sort of seasoning on top, sprinkle of it. It's not, it doesn't feel good on my stomach.
I could live without red meat, but I think chicken and turkey, that'd be a tough one for me.
Well, turkeys are jerks, so I don't feel bad about that at all. I do like turkey.
All right. And we're just having fun department. 5 women intentionally clogged a toilet inside a Florida chicken wing restaurant over the weekend, igniting a brawl between the group employees. Incident happened around 9 p.m. at Papa B's in Longwood, a suburb of Orlando. Supervisor told authorities that the women stuffed the restroom toilet with wads of toilet paper. The women were blamed because they were the only customers inside the restaurant. Employee cleaned the bathroom. However, one of the women went inside the bathroom right afterwards, and the toilet was stuffed with toilet paper again. Restaurant supervisor told the woman they needed to leave since it was almost closing time. Supervisor then found out the toilet was clogged a third time, and the group of women became irate and began yelling. When they were told to leave, one of the women punched the supervisor in the face, and then the other women joined in, kicking, punching, pulling hair, and throwing things. Supervisor sustained a cut behind her ear and bruises on her legs and arms. When another employee rushed up to help the supervisor, one of the women slapped her and began to throw chairs. Fight was eventually broken up by more employees. As the women fled the store, they allegedly knocked over chairs and threw salt shakers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Responding officers caught them in the parking lot.
These people are nuts!
In a related story, I'd like to extend my apologies to the Buffalo Wild Wings. That's all I'll say.
Except that time, the toilet being plugged was an accident.
You're right. I didn't mean to.
All right. In science news, India today, just minutes ago, landed a spacecraft near the moon's south pole, an uncharted territory that scientists believe could hold vital reserves of frozen water and precious elements that we can steal from the moon.
Ooh, that's good. We can screw up the balance of the moon too and get that off its axis.
I can't wait till they start releasing pictures. They are India only the 4th country to ever land on the moon. The lander has a rover. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
All right. Touchdown at 6:04 this morning. All right.
So we get to see the dark side of the moon.
They made a failed attempt 4 years ago, but made history today by becoming the first country to touch down near the little explored South Pole region, and joins the United States, Soviet Union, and China in achieving a moon landing. We're all going to have little second countries up there.
Yeah. Our little bases.
New America, new India, new China,
new Orange,
new Russia. All right. Other science news, a kind of a cool thing. You've heard about all the debris that circles our planet from exploded missile tests and many other things that lose their orbit. They've come up with a new plan where it's called Clear Space, and a company wants to send up another rocket that will collect space debris so that new shuttles, rockets, all that kind of stuff can fly through without being destroyed. They had their first targeted space debris cleanup, a 250-pound object, which they're not going to get to because yesterday it was impacted by a space object and itself exploded into thousands of tiny little pieces.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a mess up there.
We've lost more than a few satellites that way, haven't we?
We have.
Yeah.
We have.
Which then adds to the debris.
Yeah, a piece of metal the size of a penny will tear right through a rocket when you're doing, 20,000 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move along this morning. That's our news and headlines. Let's check out Bits and Breaks, Chuck.
Yeah.
First one up this morning, it's Pet Peeves of 1942 Seniors from a Minnesota high school yearbook. Take us back in time, Chuck. What are some of the pet peeves from 1942?
Yeah, so these were found in photos taken from pages from a 1942 Minnesota high school yearbook. Next to each graduate's photo was a small amount of information about them, including their pet peeves. Number 1 was any woman smoking.
Ooh.
Does it have to be specifically a woman or just a person? This next one, blondes. Just blondes. Wow.
Wow.
Hail to the king,
baby.
Wow.
And of course, the next one, who can actually disagree with this one? Boys.
Yes, totally.
Taking care of children.
Never fun taking care of your brothers and sisters.
Right. Girls in slacks.
Okay.
And this next one is similar to the other one. Girls that smoke. Okay.
Kind of like any woman smoking. Wouldn't have that covered it?
Right. Jitterbug music.
Oh yeah, that's just no fun.
Oh, this next one is really annoying. Musical auto horns.
What? I've always wanted one.
No thanks.
I've always wanted
one. I had one in high school in my little Toyota truck. Yep.
I've always. Have you ever seen Jeepers Creepers?
Mm-hmm,
that first one where the monster's driving that truck everywhere, and the truck's got that really scary horn.
Mm-hmm.
That's the horn I wanted for the zombie truck.
I think I annoyed myself with that one. Yeah. Onions.
Oh, big pet peeve for me too.
Yeah.
Don't want to smell them. Don't want to see them. If you're gonna put onion flavoring in something, it's got to be powder. I don't want to see it.
Right. I like them cooked, but not raw. No thanks.
My problem with onions is when they're sliced up, they look like segmented worms.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I don't mind like a little red onion in a salad. That's a nice little touch. But
it's not as creepy either.
No, it's not. And they're kind of pretty. Next one is straight hair.
Wow.
Straight hair. These people were very particular, weren't they?
They were. That's a lot of pet peeves.
Women drivers was the next one.
Oh, that's horrible. That's still going on today.
Yeah. Wow.
Some 81 years later, still a problem.
Wow.
I'm kidding, ladies. I'm kidding.
Scott said it, not me.
I was so safe because I've got a cataract I haven't taken care of, and I had to get my Maine driver's license, and I was kind of sweating the eye test, and they do the first side, and they said and it was like a doctor's eye test, not like the one in Washington where they put the dots together. And I was like, I could pass that one even with my bad eye. So I go in, it's the actual eye test, like from a doctor, where you got to read the lines, and they do my right eye first, and she says, "What line can you read?" And I said, "None of them." and then she's a new lady, so the helper says to her, she goes, "Test the other eye," and I can read everything down the list all the way to the bottom line. And I pull my head away from the machine, and the two ladies are looking at each other, and she says, "In Maine, you only need one eye to drive."
Do you get dizzy? Is it kind of like only being able to walk in circles, Scott?
No, it doesn't cause any dizziness or anything. It causes a little haze. It's like my brain has adjusted to using the far-sighted eye. And what's really funny, though, I didn't know this about cataracts, is you can see close up just fine. Or if you look through something with a tiny hole in it, you can see just fine.
Interesting.
That is really weird. Yeah.
I do think the women drivers thing, that's like many things. I think men are just jealous that women actually do it better.
Probably could be, but we're going to keep going with it, though.
Right. And the last one here is flashy ties.
Don't take that away from us.
Yeah, it's the one thing. How else are we going to use that Father's Day gift?
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, my favorite tie is my SpongeBob tie.
That's a good one.
Yeah, totally.
But you're supposed to wear those around your neck, Scott. I'm just saying.
All right. Here is Wacky Fall Festivals that me and Chuck will be covering live. That's right. The radio station's ponied up. We're going to be traveling across the country, bringing you America's love of harvest festivals. Here's some that we're going to check out in the weeks ahead. First up, Chuck picked this one. It's the International Goat Festival.
Meh.
Scheduled to take place on Saturday, September 9th in Millington, Tennessee, a spot Chuck's always wanted to visit. Family Festival celebrates goats.
I've been in Millington, Tennessee.
Offers activities such as goat food, goat music, goat laughter, and goat entertainment centered around goats.
It's a good time for all. It's a good time.
All right. We really didn't want to do this one, but they asked us to come. It's the World Chicken Festival. It's in Kentucky. Held on September 21st to the 24th. Festival is held every year on the last full weekend of September to celebrate the history and heritage of chicken in London, which is also known as the poultry capital of the world. Festival features a variety of events, including chicken eating contests, live music, carnival rides, and food vendors, yes, featuring chicken. Festival is also home to the world's stainless steel skillet, the largest stainless steel skillet, by the way, which is used to cook up a variety of giant chicken dishes.
You know, I went to this one. I thought KCHW was sending me to Europe, and I was wrong, and now I have regrets.
It was London, Kentucky.
Yes.
Nice thing is you won't have to brush your teeth for at least 3 days.
There you go. There you go.
The Obetz Zucchini Fest. This happens in Obetz, Ohio, a festival that celebrates all things zucchini and takes place from September 1st to September 4th. A rumor has it we will be the only people there. Who wants to celebrate the zucchini? I mean, here in Chihuahua, we don't even eat them. We turn them into boats.
We give them to our neighbors.
Yeah. What can you make with a zucchini? Well, pretty nice boat. Never liked it. And I've had everybody say, oh, you'll like my zucchini. Nope.
I love zucchini. It's yummy.
Really?
I do. I love it. I love
like
it.
With the capital L?
Yes. Oh, it's
You're the first person that's ever said that.
So many yummy things you can do with a zucchini.
Wow. Like turn them into a boat.
You got to get them when they're little, though. Those great big ones, they're not good. They're mealy and gross.
Oh,
you gotta get the little
maybe
tiny
that's
ones.
the problem.
Yeah, where they have a nice texture. Yeah, anyway.
Right. We're going to go back to Kentucky twice because the Kentucky Bourbon Festival runs the 15th through the 17th of September in Bardstown, Kentucky. This festival celebrates Kentucky bourbon, the bourbon capital of the world, and this festival was going to be mine, Chuck's favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Features a variety of events, including an ultra-premium cask finishing whiskey tasting and, well, drinking lots of whiskey.
It's the best whiskey in the world. Does come from Kentucky. That's for sure. Yep.
All right.
Yep.
The Woolly Worm Festival. This is in Banner Elk, North Carolina, an event that takes place in October on the 21st. Festival features various activities and attractions, including woolly worm races. Festival holds races to determine which woolly worm will be used to make the winter forecast.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are these like
Right.
actual
Marion
woolly
just
worms?
screamed for me to say that fast. Woolly worm, woolly. That's it.
Woolly worm waces. Yes.
I like it. All right. Can I say this one? Okay. It's the Chitlin Strut in Sally, South Carolina. So we can just go from, Kentucky right over into North Carolina and into South Carolina, and up to North Carolina. It's going to work out well. It'll be a fun trip.
Mm-hmm.
This one is a Saturday after Thanksgiving, so we'll be gone for a while. Chitlins are boiled or fried pig intestines. Oh, a southern delicacy. The Chitlin Strut was born in 1966 as a civic fundraiser when Sally, a town of 450, needed new Christmas lights. The event offers a parade, a hog calling contest. Any idea what that might sound like, Chuck?
Hey, Chuck, come here.
No. I think it's that. Okay. A pancake breakfast beauty contest where a new Chitlin queen will be crowned. Now I want to know if that's pigs or people.
I think ABBA did a song about the Chitlin Queen, right?
Yeah. Dancing queen.
So how's your favorite way to have chitlin, Scott?
Raw.
Oh, in the trash. In the trash is the proper answer, Scott.
When I look at a chitlin,
Well, I've got news for you. You are mine now. You belong to me.
yeah, not so much. All right, we're gonna skip the next one. It's a little too risque for Chihuahua.
It is. That does not pass the Sharon test.
It does not pass the Sharon test.
We won't do that.
All right, we only do 12 good deeds a month. Chuck, tell us why and what we should do.
Well, on average, we only do 12 good ones a month, and we do a third of them because we hope we'll get something in return. Yep. Oh. So the most common ones are we hold the door open for someone. You ever get where it's like a race to the door to see who gets to hold it open, and it's awkward, and yeah, it's always a good time. Good times. You take in a neighbor's package.
Oh, that's very nice. The hold the door open thing is I feel really awkward when a woman holds a door open for me, and I'm like, how old and decrepit do I look?
Oh. Or when there's somebody coming and you have to stand there for a while. Are they too far away, or are they the right distance to hold the door open? Do you go in and let the door shut behind you and make them open their own door, or do you just stand there for a minute and hold the door?
I think at least 30 seconds is a fair amount of time to wait.
Like if someone's coming across the other side of the parking lot, you don't want to just stand there for 5 minutes holding the door.
No, you could get disappointed because maybe they're going to the store next door.
That's true. And it makes you both awkward. because then they have to run. They feel the need to like pick up their pace. Yeah.
And if you're in Spokane, they could be just coming to panhandle you.
That's true.
Sorry.
And this next one, ask a loved one about their day. Is that a good deed?
Oh.
I don't.
Yes.
Or is that just a thing you do?
That's something you should just do.
Oh, yeah, I think that's something you just do.
Yeah.
You can let someone have your seat on the train or the bus or a park bench.
Nope.
My seat. You can give someone a ride. I guess it depends on that someone.
That could be dangerous.
Yep. You can let another driver go in front of you.
Oh.
Yeah.
I had someone pick me up hitchhiking one time, and it was a girl, and I was like totally blown away.
Mm-hmm.
And I had been on my way to a job interview, and my car broke down right on I-90, like out in the Spokane Valley, and I had to leave it in like the center and everything. And I'm off on the side road hitchhiking, and this girl picks me up, and she actually brought me all the way back to Loon Lake. And I asked her why she would pick me up. It's kind of dangerous for a girl to do that. And she says, well, you're wearing a suit and you're really tiny. So apparently I can get a ride anywhere.
Did you make it to the job interview?
I was coming back from the job
Oh,
interview.
okay. Did you get the job?
I did not.
Oh, I was once on my way to my first day of work. I didn't have a vehicle. I was fresh out of college. I borrowed my brother-in-law's bicycle because I was living with my sister at the time. And bicycle chain got caught up on the way there and sent me headfirst right over the handlebars, face first into the pavement on the way to my first day of work. So I showed up to work, first day, 45 minutes late, covered in blood, my face all busted up. So sorry, I got in an accident on the way to work on my bike. Yeah.
All right, let's go live to the scene, Chuck.
Still alive! He's not dead! Well, it's not as dead as we would have hoped.
That's harsh. I know somebody who went to a job interview, and during the job interview, watched their car get repoed in the parking lot. Yeah.
Wow.
Just
They had to have been
a day
like
late.
following them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Moving on, you can help someone carry their bags.
Very nice.
Yep. You can check on someone who seems upset to find out why, although most of the time this just gets you yelled at, in my experience. Leave me alone.
It's personal.
Yeah. You can donate to charity.
KCHW.org.
That's right. You can, well, we would not like old clothes or something, but like cash is nice.
Yeah. and you people listening online, I know there's a whole bunch of you in Canada and the UK. All right. In fact, Canada usually beats America in online listening to KCHW. I don't know how that's possible. Like with like 1,500 hours of listening a month, and you people, you can donate too. That's all I want to say.
Didn't Germany beat America?
Huh?
Didn't Germany beat America for our online listeners?
There was 1 month that it was the UK actually.
Okay.
But we had a lot. We have Guten Tag. We have a lot of listeners in Germany too online. There you go.
See, they have good taste.
I think it's the awesome music. Yep.
Must be. We do need a 4-wheel drive vehicle if anyone's out there with an extra.
We're tired of bumming rides.
Right.
To the tower. What a great donation. Tax deductible.
It is.
We don't even care what it looks like. We're just going to put a little logo of the tower guy on the side and call it the tower truck.
That's right. Let's see. You can make a colleague a cup of coffee or tea. Yes, please.
Okay.
I'll always take a cup of coffee. If you bought someone a gift for no particular reason, that would be a good deed. Okay. You can say sorry for something even if it wasn't your fault. Is that a thing you do, Scott?
I think most people say sorry when they don't have to.
Yeah, I agree. Sometimes it's just a matter of survival, especially if you're married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
But you didn't do anything wrong. Oh, okay. Then I'm still sorry.
I'll just have one in the bank for next time.
I'm sorry. I thought I did something wrong.
I'm sorry. I exist. You can babysit for a friend or family member.
Only pets, though.
And this person should probably do a good deed for you in exchange afterwards. If you teach an older person how to use some technology.
It's tough. That's a tough one. It's a tough one. Yeah.
But it's very satisfying when it works in the end.
It is. Yeah, I'm just saying you might have to repeat yourself a few times.
Although, there are some there are some older folks that actually really get it, that really enjoy it and love learning the new stuff. So that's cool.
My mom started texting, and she was one, her body fell apart before she passed away, but her mind was still there, which I think could be a good thing and a bad thing, in different ways. But at 88, she learned how to use a smartphone, and it was strange to see your 88-year-old mom messaging you from Facebook and texting you. But what a great way to keep in touch with all of her kids and family. So.
My father-in-law, he was an engineer in the Air Force back in the day, and he really keeps up on technology. He's teaching us how to do stuff all the time.
That's awesome.
He's a pretty impressive guy. He, in his retirement, for fun, he would fix slot machines and stuff for casinos and gaming places, and just always tinkering with technology. And he created he's been trying for years to create a what do you call it, like a perpetual energy machine. He's got this whole thing. He almost killed me once by electrocuting me by backfeeding power from his shop into my RV that I had parked next door. And I reached into the storage to grab something, and it was electrified, the entire RV, because of his machine.
I have done that before, electrocuted myself. I've been sitting downstairs in the basement and glanced across the room, and it was like, the one of them had a computer cover off, and I didn't know a computer had enough juice in it to do this. And I glanced over and I went, well, that can be, some computer motherboards will have a little green light on them or something like that when they're on. And I looked over and I was like, that computer circuit board doesn't have a light on it. And I glanced back and I went, oh, it's arc welding itself. And it was so bright I couldn't even stare at it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Burned a hole right through the motherboard. And just to see what would happen, I unplugged it and plugged it in again. Yep, it was ruined.
Wow. I once really got into building hydrogen generators and trying to harness the power of hydrogen until I set off a small hydrogen bomb, and I put everything away and never touched it again.
I bought one of those kits off of eBay, which was probably really dangerous. And I know you have a Durango. I hooked it up to my Durango. But one of the things in the kit that it said is if you doubt this, if you don't believe this is going to work, or you want to test it, make sure it's working and that you got your amount of water and baking soda correct. It told you to take the hose that was going to go into your injection system and take that hose and put it in a cup of soapy water and let it make bubbles. And then take a spoonful of those bubbles and set them on a sidewalk and get way back and throw a match at it. And it exploded. And I went, well, I'm making hydrogen.
Yeah, mine was one of those, like the 5-gallon water cooler bottles.
Ooh,
yeah,
dangerous.
Yeah,
you could blow up a whole house with that.
And I was testing my spark arrestor that didn't work.
Oh, and now we know what happened to your Prius.
Right. A month later, I could hear again.
All right. Chuck, I don't know. It doesn't look like we're streaming. Oh, no, we are. Okay. I just had to refresh Facebook there.
Oh, good.
All right. Let's move along before we wrap up this segment. A few questions for Chuck.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
You can do it!
I can't.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
All right, Chuck. First trivia question for you today is your doctor has just diagnosed you with oniomania. What do you have?
Oh, I love words that sound like other things.
O-N-I-O. Oniomania.
Like
no,
onomatopoeia?
What do you have? This might have something to do with perhaps Amazon.
I'm a shopping addict, an online shopping addict.
An uncontrollable desire to buy things. All right. In a survey of UK TV users, 7,000 of them are still watching TV how?
With rabbit ears.
Try again.
With standard cable.
Try again.
And this is how they're watching cable TV?
No. Regular TV.
Oh, regular TV. I don't know. They're recording their shows with a VCR.
No, it's even worse than that. They're still watching on a black and white television.
Wow. What kind of equipment do you need to get that signal to convert it to a black and white TV?
I don't know.
But no, I can appreciate that though. I like that.
It's a little different.
It is.
All right, breakfast bingo. You have to spell the word bingo with your answers. There, of course, is just 5 questions. Unless there are stars, the sky at night is this color.
Black.
A reddish dog that looks like a golden retriever.
And it starts with an I? Irish setter.
There you go. There you go. People who live next door to you.
Neighbors.
An animal, females are known as nannies and the males as billies.
Goots.
And a U.S. state that begins with O.
Ohio.
All right, I'll take that.
I believe we call that Ohio.
Wait a minute.
Would you mind saying that again?
Idaho?
That's frightfully interesting. We pronounce it Ohio.
Yes. Good job, Chuck. Couple more for you. Largest one of these in the world is 19,000 square feet, over 3 floors, and is located in Orlando. It's a chain restaurant.
McDonald's.
And McDonald's is right.
Ooh, okay.
You're like me, Chuck. You were hoping it was a McDonald's.
I was. Do they have a really great playland? Because
19,000 square feet. It sounds like they might have a pool.
Right? Ooh, that'd be gross.
If you took all of these created each year and laid them end to end, they would stretch for almost 200,000 miles. This relates to the first answer.
French fries, potatoes.
No.
Hamburger buns.
Funny little shapes.
Nuggets. Chicken nuggets.
Yes.
As I like to call them, nuggies. Oh, you're going to McDonald's? Bring me some nuggies.
Yep. All right. Tough one. I'm going to give you some holidays. You put them in the order they fall on the calendar.
Okay.
From the start of the year to the end of the year.
Okay.
Those 4 holidays: Thanksgiving, Labor Day, Veterans Day, Memorial Day. What is the correct order?
Memorial Day is in the spring. Veterans Day is in the fall, correct? Labor Day, is that during the summertime? And then no? Okay, so it's Memorial Day, Veterans Day, then Labor Day, then Thanksgiving?
Oh.
I always get it mixed up.
Labor Day is in September.
Okay.
Veterans Day is in November. So.
Oh, okay. That's the time of the year when I'm not really paying attention to what's going on, Scott.
Yeah, I get it. All right, a couple more questions. 16 million adults in the U.S. do this. 72% of them happen to be female. What are they doing?
Wow. Driving.
This would be a healthy thing. 16 million and then adults in the U.S. do this, but 72% of them are female.
Go to the gym. Or dieting.
It could be, but you could do this at a friend's house too.
Yoga.
All
right.
My next hint was going to be it involves cute little pants.
Oh, I know. My yoga pants are the best. Oh,
I would pay money to see you in a pair of yoga pants.
Oh, I'll wear them tomorrow. Yeah. No, I won't.
This is what would happen.
Go ahead and run. Run home and cry to mama.
Exactly.
No, I do have a pair of men's yoga pants, and they're my favorite PJ pants. They're all loose and flowy. They're not tight.
Oh, man. A study says the germiest job is a teacher daycare worker. What's second?
Working at McDonald's.
No.
No. Second would be a sewer worker.
Actually, no.
No. Bus driver.
No.
A janitor at a school.
No.
No.
But you've definitely picked some germy job.
Yeah. Oh gosh. And so the number 2 would be working at a vet clinic.
No. Now you would think it would be anybody that dealt with money, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it happens to be the people that deal with the most money, and that would be your bank teller.
Oh, a bank teller. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. I could never work there. I'd be smelling the money all day, and I'd probably be sick a lot.
Last one. Percentage of U.S. workers who work more than 40 hours a week is 28. So 28% of us work more than 40 hours a week. What percentage of workers work more than 60 hours a week? Just a guess.
12.
It's 8.
8. Okay.
Yeah. One more. Average person spends 100 hours a year doing this.
Is it work related?
Yes.
Yes. Watching the clock.
Going back and forth.
Going back and forth. Just in general, Kate, going back and forth?
Going back and forth to work. All right.
Oh, going back and forth to work. Commuting.
All right.
I thought you meant like going back and forth to the bathroom.
I'm going to throw this one in. This is a spy the lie to wrap things up. One of these is going to be untrue. 3 statements. Lake Ontario is the farthest east of the North America's Great Lakes. In trucking lingo, someone who is following another vehicle too closely is a bumper sticker. And the name Canada comes from the man who discovered the territory, Jacob Stringbean Canada. Which one's the lie?
I'm going to go with Jacob Stringbean Canada. Is that true?
It is the lie. Good job. The name Canada likely comes from the Huron-Iroquois word Canada, meaning village or settlement. There you go. Round of applause, Chuck Ritchie, for playing trivia. All right, we come back. We'll have odd news, local birthdays, and a little more, but you got to come back or just leave it right here. It's KCHW 102.7.
We are the wild and crazy guys.
Well, the church store called, and they're running out of you. What?
It's 8:20.
Your KCHW morning show is made possible by donations from Chihuahua Flooring.
Chihuahua Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chihuahua Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Del Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at ChihuahuaFlooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at ChihuahuaFlooring@gmail.com.
Your KCHW morning show made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chihuahua. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. KCHW-FM thanks God-Fearing Brothers for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
This is KCHW, Chihuahua, 102.7 FM.
You're listening to 102.7 KCHW, Chihuahua.
KCHW is online at kchw.org. Listen to the live stream, find out about station events, memberships, local weather, and volunteering. You're listening to KCHW 102.7.
The Public News Service Daily Newscast, August 23rd, 2023. I'm Mike Clifford. An excessive heat warning and an air quality alert are making life challenging in states like Indiana and across the Midwest. For those who are unhoused, finding relief can be difficult, but a familiar organization is stepping in.
The Wheeler Mission's men's shelters in Bloomington and Indianapolis say they are prepared to help those who need water, food, and a safe place to escape the heat. Founded in 1893, Wheeler Mission describes itself as a holistic ministry for people who are homeless and in need. Men's shelter manager William Bumpa says the facility has an on-site nurse to help those with a heat-related medical need.
We've been blessed to have EMS personnel here. Anyone here has any medical emergency, our staff are well equipped to deal with any medical emergency. We do everything we can to make that person comfortable while calling 911.
Bumpa says they anticipate the numbers of men seeking shelter will climb as the heat wave continues. Wheeler Mission operates a separate shelter for women and children. Indianapolis has also opened all its city parks as cooling centers. I'm Terry D. reporting.
Now from the Associated Press, John Eastman, the conservative attorney who pushed a plan to keep Donald Trump in power, turned himself into authorities Tuesday on charges in the Georgia case alleging an illegal plot to overturn the former president's 2020 election losses. The AP reports Eastman was booked at the Fulton County Jail and is expected to have an arraignment in the coming weeks. Meantime, Minnesota is phasing in new provisions for state employees now that their latest contracts have been finalized.
Late last week, the Minnesota Association of Professional Employees, or MAPE, which represents more than 16,000 state workers, saw its members ratify the 2-year deal. MAPE President Megan Dayton says there are enhanced telework protections, which involve adding an appeals process in the event a supervisor calls for changes to an employee's remote work status.
And this provides our members with greater flexibility while also ensuring they continue to provide excellent service to the people of Minnesota.
She says maintaining service is especially important in rural Minnesota, with some offices struggling to stay open, particularly within the Department of Revenue. Meanwhile, there's a 5.5% wage increase under the contract's first year, the highest in 40 years, and a 4.5% increase in the second year. Another major union representing state workers is the ASME Council 5. I'm Mike Moen.
As for the pay raises, union leaders say they'll also help with recruitment and retainment. They add there is still a long way to go in addressing stagnant wage growth. This is Public News Service. Experts say it is unclear now whether air quality issues will continue in the Midwest. Our Nadia Wobbligan has more in this Kent State, Ohio News Connection collaboration.
Sam Rubens with the Akron Regional Air Quality Management District says particulate matter, or the particles in air that make it hazardous, is currently a main concern. Rubens adds that whether or not the air is safe to breathe depends on airflow patterns following the flames.
If they go out, which they're not out right now, they're still burning away, it's all based on the wind. If the wind pattern's set up, then the smoke is going to come. It's just like, when you're sitting around a campfire.
Northeast Ohio has had 6 unhealthy or hazardous air quality days in 20 years, and 3 of those have been this summer. Rubens is urging Ohioans to stay aware of bad air quality by checking the daily index, either online at airnow.org or using a cell phone weather app. Nadia Ramlagan reporting.
A new report finds the state of Connecticut needs to do more for its recently released prison population.
The Connecticut Voices for Children report finds most jobs available for this population don't provide a sustainable income, but the state's labor shortage following the COVID-19 pandemic has only exacerbated these issues. Currently, only 1.3 jobs are available for every unemployed person in the state. Lauren Ruth, the report's author, notes one policy recommendation to help people re-enter the workforce after incarceration is raising the minimum wage.
Connecticut is on the front lines of work to make the minimum wage a livable wage, and we need to keep moving this minimum wage up towards a living wage for full-time workers. This broad policy recommendation would impact people beyond returning residents, but we raise it within this report on reentry employment needs because of how critical hope is for reentering individuals.
Earlier this year, Connecticut's minimum wage reached $15 an hour based on legislation signed by Governor Ned Lamont several years ago. I'm Edwin J. Vieira.
Finally, we turn to Alex Gonzalez. He lets us know One Nevada program is aiming to help seniors on fixed incomes pay their utility bills.
Project REACH provides financial assistance to seniors who are 62 years or older and have past due utility bills and are having a hard time making ends meet. President and CEO of United Way of Southern Nevada, Julian High, says the program has been around for years and has made significant impact. According to the group, Project REACH supported more than 2,100 households in fiscal year 2023.
And we know that a lot of seniors have some economic challenges just due to, living on that fixed income. And so we really try and make the utility assistance available to them in order to help ease the burden.
This is Mike Clifford for Public News Service. Here are some interesting radio stations, your favorite podcast platform. Find our trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
Welcome back to the KCHW Morning Show. It's about 8:30. We're back for our second half of the show. Good morning, Scott. Did you have a good break?
I did have a good break. I can't believe you're still here.
I know. I didn't even run away or anything.
Nothing.
Someone had to stop the music, Scott.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. We start off this section with local birthdays, and Chuck should have those for us. And then I've got some cool celebrity birthdays, too.
Yeah, there are some cool celebrity birthdays today. I was looking at that. So today on our local birthday calendar, we have Nora Arnold and Parker Washington with birthdays. Then Steve and Linnea Lane have an anniversary today.
All right.
Yeah.
You know them, love them, see them around town, point and laugh, tell them we were talking about them on the radio. Celebrity birthdays today. Those people share some celebrities with these people. Barbara Eden from I Dream of Jeannie, 92 today.
That's amazing.
Wow.
And I saw a picture of her the other day. Still gorgeous.
All right. The guy that thought turkeys could fly, Richard Sanders, who was Les Nessman on WKRP in Cincinnati, 83.
That was one of the greatest scenes of all television history.
All right. 2 at 74, Shelley Long from Cheers in the Money Pit. And then Rick Springfield, still looking for Jesse's girl.
That's right.
He should have got his own.
Someday.
Jay Moore from The Last Comic Standing and Jerry Maguire, 53. Ray Park, who played Darth Maul in The Phantom Menace and Solo, a Star Wars Story, 49.
Wow.
Scott Kahn, son of James Kahn from Hawaii Five-0, 47. Jonah Froggatt from Downton Abbey, 43. Jamie Lee Kirshner from Bull is 42. And Francesca Rio, who played Heather Holloway on Stranger Things, 29. On to history with Chuck Ritchie.
Yeah. In 1784, Eastern Tennessee declared itself an independent state under the name of Franklin. The step was rejected by the United States Congress 1 year later.
Ooh.
In 1968, Ringo Starr temporarily quit the Beatles.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
I never knew that one.
Yeah, at the end of the year, people were like, oh, he did? the least impactful Beatle, but we still love you, Ringo. 1991 in Lansing, Michigan, 250 gerbils chewed their way out of shipping boxes and scampered through the airport. Wow. I hate it when that happens. Then in 2000, Richard Hatch was the first winner on the TV show Survivor.
Totally unexpected.
Right?
Yeah.
In 2003, a 47-year-old German lost his driver's license after failing to perform any of the required actions on an alcohol test. The test was noteworthy because the man's dog executed all the commands perfectly, including a 360-degree turn as his master staggered and fell.
It's all right. The dog was driving.
Good boy. Good boy. In 2010, heavy winds knocked down the Anne Frank tree in Amsterdam. That's sad. 2012, Lance Armstrong, 7-time Tour de France winner, announced he could not contest the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency charges of doping, a result of which would include being stripped of all of his Tour de France victories.
Well, the jerk store called, and they're running out of you.
You know, that always bothered me because think of all the people that could have won if he wasn't cheating by being all high.
Right.
Being all jacked up.
Right.
The crowd should have went nuts.
There it is. That's it. Cheater's justice.
I like the drill.
So they stripped him, but then did they give the win to the next person down? Because nobody knows their names.
That's right.
Right. It's kind of sad.
They
Why
should.
didn't they test while it was happening? I mean, you think they would have stopped him from competing?
Well, it's been 20 years since I did the Tour de France, but I finally got my trophy.
It's been 84 years. In 2015, an exhibition in Taiwan, a 12-year-old boy tripped and ripped the 17th century painting Flowers by Paola Porpora, worth an estimated $1.5 million.
Mom,
Yikes.
Dad,
am I in trouble?
Am I in trouble?
Shut up, Wesley.
Yeah.
Wow. In 2017, the world's driest place, the world's non-polar driest place, the Atacama Desert in Chile, bloomed after an unexpected rainfall.
Oh,
No.
much like Chuila today.
Yeah. We're blooming, and now the smoke is back.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
All right, now on to special events. It's Buttered Corn Day. Does anybody eat corn without butter?
I like it with like the elote, like the Mexican street corn it's got like mayonnaise and cheese and spices and so good.
You think there's still butter in it, though?
I'm pretty sure there's still butter in it.
Yeah.
There's still butter in mine.
All right. Never had one of these. Cuban Sandwich Day. Is that a sandwich you can smoke?
You've never had a Cuban sandwich?
It's got a band around it.
It's ham,
finger sandwiches,
cheese, and mustard and pickles.
All right. Easy one for everyone to do. Hug Your Sweetheart Day.
Yeah. I like that one.
International Day of Remembrance for the Slave Trade and its abolition.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Sponge Cake Day. Ride the Wind Day.
Hey, can you wear your SpongeBob tie for a Sponge Cake Day?
Probably.
Yeah, you should. You should. And go out and get some sponge cake, Scott.
All right. The one I always thought was kind of creepy. Get to know your customers day. Ask them personal questions. Be invasive. No, but get to know your customers day. Ask them something about what they like about your business. There you go.
Yeah, I like that.
And it's a Cheap Flight Day. Oops, I missed that one.
Where do you get those?
Yeah. I actually did okay. I got a cheap flight the other day. I was blown away that a flight across the country, I could get it for $283. That's a cheap flight.
Oh, wow. Can you tell people where you're going, or do you want to keep that to yourself?
I'm going to keep that to myself and surprise everybody when I land in Chuila.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
All right. Number of the day, Chuck.
The number of the day is 93. That's the number of active nuclear reactors in the U.S. today. That number peaked at 111 in 1990. There are currently 2 new nuclear reactors under construction in the United States. The Vogtle Units 3 and 4 in Georgia, which are being built by Southern Nuclear. The 2 reactors are expected to be completed in 2024 and 2025, respectively, as opposed to the nuclear facilities, which are all offline. Yeah.
You know, I saw a surprising study one time, and it was like a high number. Let's say there was a catastrophe that was countrywide. There was like 83% of people would leave their post, and that always worries me about nuclear reactors.
Right.
People would take off to go home to be with their families.
It's one of those things. There's the arguments for them that they are a clean, efficient source of power, which is 100% true as long as they're working properly. It's when they're not working properly when the problems start. And then they tend to fail spectacularly.
Scary stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Before we hit odd news, a few stories from the lighter side. The first one, and out of News and Nuggets, is 4-day work weeks have a huge amount of support. Imagine that. Duh.
Right?
A new survey of Americans finds a serious interest in proposal to adopt a 4-day work week has been tried out in a number of companies and organizations around the world. UK experiment saw 56 of the 61 organizations that tried it keep it after the trial period. Company said the 4-day work week resulted in higher employee satisfaction and higher revenue. Put more in those 4 days and you got more time with the family. I think it's a win-win.
It is. It is.
All told, 87% of U.S. adults are very or somewhat interested in a 4-day work week. When asked if they'd still be interested in a 4-day work week, even if that meant remote work was never allowed, 51% of Americans still backed it.
Well, going to 410s, you've already left your house. You're already out for the day. You've already put pants on. So why not just stay that extra 2 days and then get an extra day off at the end of the week?
Yeah.
You've already put the work in. Just stay at work a couple hours longer. That's what I say.
Oh, all right.
Once you put the pants on, your day's already ruined. So,
That's right. Might as well go.
Exactly.
All right. Want to look younger, Chuck? What should I do?
You should shave your beard, Scott.
Really?
You should. You should, yeah.
I've been told that before. All right. Why?
This survey found that men with beards look around 5 years older than those who are clean shaven. I recently... Last year I shaved, and my wife hated it. She said I look like a high schooler.
Oh.
Yeah, she said I look like a kid, and it freaked her out. Which at 44 years old, I'll take. I'll take that.
Well, you shouldn't say you shaved because you were going to start dating.
Yeah. Yeah, honey, I thought it might attract the ladies.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. This one's gross. A study from Wayne State University found that... Who's Wayne, by the way?
I don't know. It must be a smart guy. He's got his own university.
That's right. It found that close relatives can recognize each other's smells, but they don't like it. Volunteers slept in new T-shirts for 3 nights and washed with odorless soap, and then were asked to pick out which T-shirt belonged to a relative. All the children recognized their father's smell, but had a strong aversion to it. All the children recognized... Oh, I already said that. While mothers especially disliked their children's smells. What?
Oh, children are smelly.
So what is the big takeaway from this new test?
Absolutely nothing.
On to the Air Guitar World Championships with Chuck Ritchie.
Yeah. The Air Guitar World Championships, those are underway in Oulu, Finland. Contestants around the world bring their best air guitar talents to the stage with their invisible instruments. This Air Guitar Championship has been around this area in Finland since 1996. This year's event runs through Friday, so it's multiple days of air guitar for your enjoyment, Scott.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've actually done a lot of air guitaring in my history. Yeah, lots of it. In fact, we used to use, at one of the nightclubs I worked at, we used cardboard guitars that we made. And one of our highlights that we would do for the audience was a ZZ Top skit. And we'd put tacks in the back of our cardboard guitars so we could spin them like they do in ZZ Top.
Very nice, Scott.
Yes,
very nice. I would applaud that.
Thank you.
I'm quite skilled with the inflatable type, I can shred with those.
Tell you, pop it.
Yeah.
All right. YouTube was hit with a worldwide outage for an hour on Tuesday. Issues hit the platform around 4 p.m. Eastern, plaguing the website, the app, and the company's streaming service, YouTube TV. YouTube has more than 2.7 billion active users, but the number impacted by the outage is still unknown. So a little less than half the people on the planet have a YouTube account.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Did you notice that it was down?
I wasn't using my YouTube account.
I didn't notice. But that's a big deal. I mean, for something that big to go down.
Yeah.
Wow. Imagine the pressure. Like, we feel bad if this station goes down for a few minutes.
I always feel bad about kicking us off the air. What day was that? Monday? Where we must have took us off the air at least like 10 times trying to reboot sound cards.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And then, I got Sharon texting me.
Yeah. We probably could have did that in a different way.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
After the fact. But it's that panic mode you go into when something like that goes wrong. Trying to get it fixed.
Like not during the noon news,
Yeah. And we only rebooted that sound card like 3 times and then it worked. So.
Yeah. There you go. It was mostly the online feed though, until we accidentally kicked off the on-air feed and didn't realize it.
Yeah. Oops.
Yep. All right.
Pick another story, Chuck, and we'll move on to today's odd news.
Yeah. Oh, this is can I do a longer one, Scott? This one's a little bit longer, but it's interesting.
Okay, go ahead.
And so you know what? I'm not, because it deals with death. So we're gonna go ahead and go with this one. That 1 in 3 people have experienced a guest overstaying their welcome. I think 1 in 3 is a low number. I think we've all experienced this, haven't we?
Yes.
Either that or we've been the guests that overstayed their welcome. Yeah. A study found that guests who make themselves too comfortable in someone else's home can cause tension and damage relationships. The study surveyed about 2,000 people and found that 1 in 3 of them had experienced a guest overstaying their welcome, while 1 in 4 had one that actually did damage to their property.
Oh.
Wow. Yeah, so here's a list of the things that these guests did to annoy their hosts. They didn't clean up after themselves, which, that's pretty, I wouldn't expect them to, maybe a little bit. Snooping around the house.
That would be bad.
Yeah, except maybe the bathroom, the medicine cabinet. Get stuff out of there before they come over. Bringing uninvited guests.
That's not cool.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Criticizing the host's home.
Your house is just way too warm. Ugh.
What? Yeah, shut up. Or get a hotel room next time. Yeah. Not respecting the host's rules.
Huh. Well, what if they're a little over the top?
Your rules?
Yeah. I guess it's your house, right?
So do you have any horrible house guest stories? You have rental cabins now. Anything bad happened so far?
Not yet. No,
good.
Nothing horrible yet. No.
Outstanding.
And this is something to be, I guess, if somebody's visiting Airbnbs. The only thing I've had happen was somebody dumping all their trash. That's great. You drank 3 6-packs last night, but you just left all the bottles.
Yeah.
To fill up my trash can. So something like that. And we actually have a rule for that. It's if it doesn't fit in your trash can supplied, you have to pack it out. And some people don't do that. But that's my worst so far. I kind of dread when you have the horrible guest that does something bad. But people have been really respectable so far. So.
I did. We stayed in one last summer, and it was really nice. It was a really pleasant experience until we used the jacuzzi tub. And once we turned it on, like solid black gunk came out of the jacuzzi tub. And we called him up and we complained about it. And we're like, hey, this is unacceptable. And then we said in our review, it was great except for this one thing. And then, man, he slammed us and gave us a bad review as guests. Oh. And because we complained about the moldy, gross jacuzzi tub.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, why would you use that
at all?
Yeah. He actually asked us, why would you use that? Well, because we're renting a place with a jacuzzi tub. Specifically because it had a jacuzzi tub.
It wasn't for guests. That's the dog's jacuzzi.
Yeah.
Gaw.
Yeah. Like, wow.
All right. Let's wrap up our show today. We're going to do it the odd way.
Slap some bacon on a biscuit and let's go. We're burning daylight.
It's the world of strange. A world gone wacky.
Out here, due process is a bullet.
And some of the scariest people on the planet.
I think you're bluffing. Be afraid. You look mighty pretty when you get mad.
It's your odd news on KCHW.
Just sit back and enjoy the show.
It's the Wednesday edition of your Odd News. I always kick it off with a news attack. First sentence, true. Second sentence, bad joke. Here comes Chuck Ritchie.
That's right. A man in China pulled over on the shoulder of the highway to release over 60 pigeons from his car. He was fined and received marks on his license. Also, he was ordered to wash everyone else's car.
How could you drive with 60 pigeons in your car?
Wow. Yeah, that's a weird place to release them. Man.
And how'd they get into the car?
I'm guessing they were probably his pigeons to begin with, and he probably wasn't allowed to keep them anymore. His wife said, "Go get rid of these pigeons."
All right, golf course in the UK says a fox stole a golfer's ball. Crazy thing here is then it hopped in a cart to escape.
I'd let him have the ball.
Yes.
They're cute. From the James Bond movies, fans of the James Bond movies hope to know by the end of the year who will play the next 007. I'm still rooting for Danny DeVito. Shaken, not stirred.
According to a study, Americans spend more money on fast food than on higher education. Higher education only takes 4 years to digest, while a Whopper takes about 6.
Oh, you get more for your money.
Ouch. Burn, baby, burn.
Yowzers. Yowzers. Scientists say the key to happiness includes being charitable, working out, and not living in Florida.
I don't even think you should know people from Florida.
That's fair.
All right. Donald Trump's former White House chief of staff says Trump left a top secret Iran war plan on his couch at his New Jersey golf resort. That's a double bogey.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Another study found that many kids feel the key to happiness is the relationship with their parents. Yeah. Especially if those parents own a convertible.
That's the key I want.
Right?
All right. According to another survey, it's not uncommon for Americans to wear underwear for several days without changing them, Chuck.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I beg to differ. If underwear is worn several days, you can bet that it's going to undergo some changes.
Oh, that's why there's two sides, Scott. I've said it before.
Yes.
Hail to the king, baby.
I salute you, Chuck.
Yeah, well.
But I'm not
really.
standing next to you.
No.
All right,
That's
on to
gross.
Wacky But True. We don't add anything to these stories, but a movie drop. And here's Chuck with our first totally true story.
A Maine police officer came to the assistance of a skunk found wandering with 2 cups stuck over his head in a Dunkin' Donuts parking lot. David Hilton was in the drive-thru at that Dunkin' Donuts when he spotted the skunk nearby. He got out of his car, put on a pair of gloves, and pulled a cup from the animal's head, which revealed a second cup underneath. He was able to then grab the second cup and pull it free from the animal's head, allowing the skunk to run off without spraying its rescuer.
Oh,
that was
that's
kind of the
lucky.
skunk. I walked out of my car the other night. I walked out of my house the other night during the night, and there was a skunk by my car, not in the car like the cat, but it crossed the street, and it turned around halfway through the street, stood up on its hind legs, and I swear it flipped me off. It gave me a dirty look and did a little chitter at me, and then turned around and kept walking away. It was not happy.
All right. Well, here's a comment from the skunk here in Maine.
I can hear again, and I can see. I can hear again, and I can see. But who am I?
Apparently the cup's on too long. All right. A dramatic turn of events. An Italian banker publicly accused his fiancée of cheating on him during his engagement speech.
Wow.
Yeah, incident took place at a glamorous engagement party where the banker made the shocking revelation in front of all the guests. Claimed his fiancée had been unfaithful to him and even mentioned a specific relationship she had with an acquaintance. Wow. And we'll play this again.
There it is. That's it.
Cheater's justice.
Love cheater's justice. All right.
Wow. That's rough.
It is rough.
Man. The next one, a gang of robbers raided a house in Argentina and then threw a party in front of their victims. Wow. The 3-man ate a meal and danced to the radio before driving off in their car.
Oh, you sure it wasn't 2 of them?
We are 2 wild and crazy guys.
That's horrible.
Don't we dance good? What'd been really funny, though, is they're like shaking it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like in their faces and stuff.
I mean, does that make it scarier, or is it at least, at least they're in a good mood?
Yeah.
You know?
I think it was maybe a little fun for everybody. If they're dancing and having a good time, pretty sure they're not going to kill you when they leave.
Either that or these people are crazy. They're robbing our house and we're tied up and they're having a party. Yeah. It could go either way.
It could go either way.
Yeah.
All right. I think it's me, and we're off to Vietnam, where an elderly man who spent several hours in a drawer at the hospital morgue was found alive by relatives who had came to bury him. Hospital staff said when he was brought in, his whole body was dark purple. His blood pressure was 0, and he had no pulse even after 30 minutes of resuscitation. They called him as being dead. Here's what they had to say.
Still alive!
He's not dead!
Well, he's not as dead as we would have hoped.
Wow. You hear about that. How terrifying would that be?
It'd be really terrifying.
Yeah. Wow. So this man in China falsely reported he had been robbed of up to $120,000 at knife point in order to get out of a promise to buy his girlfriend a luxury car. He even cut up his own arms to corroborate the story. Then the boyfriend and his girlfriend's 2 brothers went to the car dealership to make the purchase. The boyfriend then told them he was going to get a suitcase containing the cash. That's when he ducked into a supermarket, bought a fruit knife, then found a secluded place and sliced up his arms, then called his girlfriend, claiming he had been robbed. The girlfriend's brothers took him to the hospital, and after police reviewed surveillance footage, the boyfriend admitted to faking the whole thing because his girlfriend believed he was part of a rich family.
Oh,
Wow.
So kind of like this?
Fool. You ain't got money for dinner, let alone buy no car.
For it is my sincere conviction that the only way to be happy is to be poor.
He should have changed that to happy and alone.
Did I mention KCHW needs a car? Four-wheel drive. High ground clearance.
Drive. SUV. Beat-up truck.
There's some big rocks. We need some high ground clearance, please.
Tax deductible.
Yes.
All right. Last story, Chuck. Is it, I guess it's me, 61-year-old Japanese man who apparently drank too much at a party was arrested after driving for 17 miles on the wrong side of the highway. There were no accidents or injuries, luckily, and this is why.
Wreck? Shoot! I'm the world's best backwards driver.
Wow.
I actually am. Yeah.
Wow.
All right. Our show for today, a couple of quick notes from the event calendar was Tech Help at the library today, right? Between 3 and 5. And then we've got the Farmers Market on Friday, 11 to 3:30. Today also going on, you've got it there at the radio station, a change of location while the Yale Press gets ready to reopen. The monthly co-working at the Yale Press taking place at the radio station, and that happens between 11 and 2 today. Chuck says he's all got it set up for you.
Yep. Or we're working on it right after the show. It'll be beautiful.
And then don't forget, you can register your kids for Finding Nemo Jr. with the Stage Time School. And you also can get your tickets for the Chewelah Arts Guild's Taste of Chewelah coming up on September 14th. Go to ChewelahArtsGuild.org or one of our local drugstores. They got tickets too. All right. Did I miss anything?
No, I think we're good. We might be. I'm gonna double check. I do believe the apple pie eating contest is this Friday at the Farmers Market, and if that is the case, we will be there.
Cool.
I need to double check that calendar. I haven't had a chance this week, but and I'm going to be checking in to make sure there's still tickets available for the Taste of Chewelah, because I know they tend to sell out every year. I know I've got mine. It's always a good one. I like it.
All right. Al Milani back from vacation for tomorrow's show?
I hope so. I haven't been in contact with him. I will message him after the show to make sure he won't skip out on us again.
I don't think he will.
No,
well,
I'm
going to have my dunce cap ready for Three Amigos Thursday.
Yes. Right. I love him. It's fun. He's good to have here. It's really nice. I like it.
His hat is the pointiest.
Yes.
All right. Yes. Here is a little tease for tomorrow's show.
Tune in again tomorrow as we hear the Baroness Rothschild say,
Barry, guess how much change I've got in my nose.
Hit the button, Chuck, but I think we should do that tomorrow, live on camera. Let's see how many pennies or quarters or silver dollars we can stick a balance now.
Let's do it. Let's stick them in Alan's nose. Tomorrow.
Oh no! We stuck again!
Have a good day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
I did it again, baby.